Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited. And as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning at around about 10:30, markets have been able to maintaining its positive move on the upside this Monday morning. The handover overnight from the global cues were positive, especially from the US, where the expectation of rate cut has been building up. And more importantly, friends, I think the triggers that are surrounding the global markets and, of course, our markets expect this momentum to continue. But we have to remember one thing: this week is the monthly expiry of futures and options on Thursday, which could possibly keep the markets a little bit of choppy and volatile as we go closer to the expiry on Thursday. That is the 27th of November. So possibly on Wednesday and Thursday, you will have a little bit of high volatile activity, but overall looks to be a very positive week, at least from the global and local news flows. Give you a range as far as the Nifty spot is concerned. On the lower side, 25,950 is the first lower level, and the second one is, of course, 26,020. These are the two lower levels where markets could find support and then tend to move upwards. On the higher side, two levels that needs to be watched out for: 26,180 and 26,220. 26,220 is very close to the all-time high that we've seen of 26,277. And in case if we are able to maintain this momentum on the higher side, making higher top, higher bottom, then there is a likely possibility that we could possibly be witnessing a new all-time high both on the Nifty and Sensex. But remains to be seen, since this is the F&O expiry week, monthly expiry week. A little bit of choppiness and cannot be ruled out. On the India Volatility Index, that is India VIX, 12.89 is the level, downtake of about 5.06% on India VIX, which is again a little bit of more positivity. But this needs to be seen more closely on Wednesday and Thursday when the F&O expiry week comes across. On the rupee dollar equation, after seeing a all-time low, we are managing to see a little bit of strength of 0.32 paise on the rupee against the dollar, and the level is 89.16. On the crude oil front, well, very comfortable zone for emerging market economies which are largely dependent on import of crude oil and natural gas. $62.59 to a barrel is Brent, and $58.05 to a barrel is NYMEX. Expect lower levels to continue, and possibly sub $60 can be witnessed as far as Brent is concerned. Closer to $55, $56 as far as NYMEX is concerned, unless and until there is some news flows which can pull up the crude oil prices, which of course is a little bit on the negative side. So expect crude oil prices to trade lower. And on the rupee dollar front, the sense is that given the inflation number that we witnessed about a week ago, rising expectation of a rate cut in December from the recommendations from the Monetary Policy Committee, and of course the announcement that will be eventually given out by the Honorable RBI Governor, the statements would be keenly watched out for. But the general expectation is that we could expect a 0.25 basis rate cut in the December policy. It needs to be wait and watch. FIs have been net sellers. Even last week they were net sellers. Domestic institutions continue to buy their positive side, and of course the momentum in terms of the rising expectation with India-US trade policy and the statements made by both counterparts about sooner rather than later. But my personal take, friends, on this is that unless we see that trade tariff agreement signed, sealed and delivered, please do not make any short to medium term trades in anticipation of that. Let us wait for it. Let it happen. Let us read the fine prints, and then possibly, even if you have to build up a position from an investment angle at a higher level, I think it will be prudent to wait and watch. So don't rush into these kind of statements that are made. It will be prudent to wait and watch and read the fine prints, and then take a call as to which sectorial and which company is going to benefit from this trade agreement that we signed, sealed and delivered between India and US. As far as the local cues are concerned, of course, not much to really talk about, but no negative news flows is a positive indicator for the market. And depending upon the further announcements, markets will possibly react to that. One unfortunate incident that happened for the defense sector was the crash of Tejas at the Dubai Air Show, and the fighter pilot has lost his life in that. And the defense sector is, of course, from the morning lows, it has reacted. All the stocks, which are including Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which was we opened quite lower, but then from those levels, we've seen recovery on defense-related stocks. It's a matter of investigation now. This is the second unfortunate incident as far as a loss of aircraft is concerned and a loss of life is concerned. Last year in 2024 in the state of Rajasthan, that was the first crash by Tejas. Of course, in that the pilot was able to eject safely, but in last week episode, both the pilot and the aircraft, there was a huge loss. Investigation underway. Let's hope and pray that there is a meaningful recovery in defense-related stocks. So this is the time to build portfolios, friends, as we always maintain. Making new highs is not important according to us. Maintaining our self at those higher levels is something that is very, very prudent. And I think overall, till the time we see this recover, we saw this recovery on the markets. We were about 6% or so in terms of Sensex and Nifty returns. But after this move beyond 26,000, that return has gone up slightly. So a double-digit return of close to about 10% is what we are witnessing from year to date. Let's hope that whatever remains of this month and the last month, that is December, we expect some kind of positive returns to take us to a little bit of higher level. But let me tell you this, friends, stock specific, sector specific, there has been a lot of activity, and sectorial and stock specific news flows are actually keeping some stocks at an elevated level. Always prudent to build long-term portfolio in this kind of a market, and two stock recommendations as usual will be giving out, but prudent to give a disclosure that all recommendations that I'll be sharing in this video are a part of our research team recommendations on the fundamental side long-term. Our company Geojit or I, we do not have any personal investments. No financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we give advice to our clients on similar lines. They might have their investment interest. So first one is an NBFC company called Cholamandalam Investments. Great numbers over the past couple of quarters, and expectation from our side is that credit demand, asset improvement and provisionings are going to drive the positivities as far as the numbers are concerned. And of course, interest rates coming down is something again more positive for the entire BFSI segment. So Cholamandalam Investments is the first investment idea. The second one is from an asset management company, Nippon India Asset Management Company. Again, related to the market in terms of performance and the kind of positivity in terms of the awareness amongst retail investors. Every month, every quarter, we are seeing a gradual increment in the number of retail participation coming into the market, whether it is directly or via through asset management companies. This is increasing, and hence we expect non-direct related play on equity market in form of asset management company, and the name is Nippon India AMC. Both are long-term investment ideas, friends. So please bear this in mind. You need to have a long-term time horizon. Do a little bit of homework, do a little bit of study, and eventually, if you decide, start at current levels and in a staggered manner go on adding to it. These are not for short-term, medium-term. So please bear this in mind. These are long-term investment ideas. And expect the markets to possibly take us to a new level, both on Sensex and Nifty, either possibly this week or in the coming week. If everything has to play out well, I think that will add to the positivity. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.